We're racing, we're racing, we're racing.
And we are hot once again. We are hot one. Oh, deep, deep, deep. Bouncing.
Whoa, that was ugly. Now, how many cars we got in this one?
16, 14, 12 now.
A whole bunch of cars piling into the dirt. And I think did we lose a camera car?
If so, we still got one going on right now.
All right, so again, we've got camera cars in this race. So far, so good. Can anybody update me on who that is? Kyle Kirkwood, who started this race from the pole position, if my memory serves me correctly.
That is correct. Car number 328.
And where is he now?
We'll have to wait for this to unfold a little bit.
Looks like he's
in the second spot was cart number 394.
Dan Roper down the inside on Louis Pagano goes into third spot. Dan Roper to third. I believe Kirkwood is well back in the field, or is that him in the fifth spot?
Well, Pagano started in the seventh spot, so he's got a good jump.
There's a big mess down there in turn one. Everybody got through it, but there was a lot of carnage. Oh, there's somebody way out front we didn't even see.
Now we can.
So here we go. Jake Craig, you watch the action.
Copy that.
Jake Craig in the lead, stepping over to Keel second. Stepping over to Keel second from fifth. Dan Roper up into the third spot. Roper started sixth. Louis Pagano fourth. Thomas Issa rounding out the current top five. Kyle Kirkwood with the camera in the sixth spot, but he has a 305 in front of him, so Mason Murata got by him as they made their way down into turn one. So Kyle Kirkwood with our live camera down into the seventh spot now from the point.
It was a mess up there, but fortunately he's back to racing. This is not unlike what we just experienced. I think we'll see
Dan Roper going for second. They're three wide coming to 13. This is going to get ugly.
There. Someone's going to lose
Roper going to get hung out to dry. He's going to lose five spots, and Kirkwood goes by on the inside. Look at Kirkwood charging here, man. Dan Roper goes from second to 7th. Roper goes from second to seventh in three corners. Welcome to Rotax Senior Max Racing, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, especially when you get to that combination of the thumb.
Jake Craig, fastest
look at that footage.
So far as out front.
There's the thumb. Look at that action right there. That's exactly what we're talking about as they're coming into 13 and 14. There's 13. Second. Oh, and a spin, double spin action. That's the footage we saw there. Let's Louis Pagano off. Louis Pagano off right there out of the third spot. Pagano spins out. Don't know if he had any help or not. That was good action. I got so excited there. I was completely off course there.
Okay, Kyle Kirkwood is right on the back bumper of Dan Roper, D-Rope, who actually carried the first onboard camera we did this year at the Florida Winter Tour. Oh, and he goes by. Was there contact there? Don't look like it. No, it was a nice, clean pass. All right, well, now we see Kirkwood pointing. He's like, let's go, Dan, let's go. Roper right behind Kirkwood now as they make their way in.
To the S's.
Kirkwood coming quick, man. He has got Murata. Is that Murata he has in his sights now? 1, 2, 3, 4. So, yep.
We're going to make it, too.
No, because Pagano's gone, so that'll be Issa. Let's see. Craig leads. Murata second. Stepping over to Keel third. Kyle Kirkwood fourth. Dan Roper rounding out the top five.
Dropping into corner number 1 through 1, 2, coming into 3. Now 4, coming into the carousel. Jake Craig still your leader. Murata's in second. Stepping over to Keel in third. Kyle Kirkwood showing up in fourth. Roper's fifth. Now the box. Leaders coming in through the kink, out of the kink, into the thumb.
I think Kirkwood got a little dirt on that lens when he got pushed outside, as we got a pretty blurry shot, but still excellent onboard action here from Kyle Kirkwood, currently running in the third spot, or maybe fourth spot.
Look at that footage. It's still exciting to watch.
Yep, Kirkwood in fourth. Out front, Jake Craig, who's been quick here this weekend.
Now heads are ducking down.
Mason Murata stepping over to Keel. Kirkwood and Roper, your top five. Jim McKinney in sixth. Blaine Rocha in seventh. Morgan Healy eighth. Look at that, Morgan Healy up to the eighth spot. She's really been struggling all weekend, and now she has put it together. Taco time for Paco. As Morgan Healy, who's been running around in the back all weekend, is charging up to the front of this field as they put it all together. They're just trying to give us some excitement for the final. Thomas Issa ninth, Derek Dignan in the 10th spot. Taco time for Paco.
Now, dropping into the thumb, approaching 13.
Hey, look, notice that shot of Kirkwood up to the driver in front of him that's stepping over to Keel wearing his Team USA suit.
Loving it.
It's from Dubai. Alain. That's from that there Alain in the UAE. Look at he got his head down. The Keel's tucking it. Kirkwood's kind of scrunching. Nikhil is tucking. Kirkwood is scrunching.
Looking to the inside.
Look at it. Oh, so close. Welcome on board. You know, it's so hard to translate the intensity of this kind of racing until you start getting these kinds of shots. You start to see just how intense it is out there.
Kirkwood, 59.238.
If you're going to go up front, you got to go fast, baby. But I tell you, they're going to have to hurry up because Jake Craig is checking out. If Kirkwood's got a shot at this thing, he's got to get by these guys.
Jake Craig's up front. Murata sitting in second.
Dan Roper still there with him and running in the 5th spot.
Nikhil,
starting to lose some ground, though. Look at how close Kirk.
Here we go.
He's got to run.
Here's a good shot. Here we go. Hold your breath. Looking to the inside. Take it a little wide, drop it in. Can he make it stick? He does make it stick. He
does, into 3rd. We got water on the windows here. Starting to rain again here in Senior.
Oh, this is fun.
The 305 of Mason Murata is next in line. Murata currently second, but here comes Kyle Kirkwood. He's reeling him in.
Steady wind.
I tell you, Stepanova Nikhil is not going quietly here as he is fighting back with Kirkwood. Don't be surprised to see his nose stick in. Here we go. Once again, Nikhil trying to find a way back by Kirkwood. So close. Make their way through the S's now into last chance. Up front, once again, Jake Craig is just pulling away.
Looks over his shoulder.
Okay, Kirkwood had a problem. We may see Nikhil come by here on this lap. Nope, he's not going to get a shot at it.
Oh, he goes in, though. Bumps him just a tad.
Kirkwood went seriously deep down there. I think these guys are figuring out you can straighten out the entry through 1 and just do a late break into 2, and it really closes up the gap. The gap, 1.14 seconds last time by between Jake Craig and Mason Murata in second.
Slowly reeling him in. Coming through the thumb. $13-14.
Dan Roper gets by Stepanova Nikhil, so Roper now up into the 4th spot. That was a big move from Roper. I don't think Stepanova was expecting that. Maybe a mistake set it up for Roper as he goes by into 4th. So Kirkwood into 3rd, Roper 4th. The gap has come down by 1/10 of a second. A 59.2 versus a 59.2 versus a 59.2. Super close at the front.
Copy that.
Okay.
Jake Craig, still your leader, cart number 342. Jake Craig, Mason Murata, cart number 305. Kyle Kirkwood showing up in 3rd. Dan Roper in 4th. Stepanova Nikhil in 5th. Jim McKinney in 6th. Thomas Issa in 7th. Blank Roca in 8th. Derek
Rocha.
Sorry, once again, we've had the hardest time.
It's going to change here, so give it a second.
It's going to change. Here it comes.
Thomas Issa moving up a spot. Fast lap of the race so far, 58.873.
Dignan in 9th. Jeremy Dole in 10th. Those are your top 10 coming across the start-finish.
Garrett Maxfield 11th, Michael Gregory 12th, Morgan Healy 13th, Lou Pagano 14th, McKay Snow 15th, Jin Bai 16th, Miles Pedersen 17th, Max Millen and 18th, Jesse Woodward 19th, Haley Groff rounding out the top 20. Thomas Issa setting fast lap, as we said, 58.873 for the driver out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida via Kingston, Jamaica. Pass as Thomas Issa goes by and picks up the spot over Jim McKinney. Issa picking up another spot, going through 14. Crossed flags indicating halfway for your leader, Jake Craig. Let's look at the gap. Down to .814. Murata and Kirkwood are coming. Murata and Kirkwood are reeling in the leader, Jake Craig here, working lap 11 of the scheduled 20, working 11 of 20.
Wethersfield looking strong here. Back in action again. As your leaders are coming up through the S's, coming to the last chance.
There's Kirkwood.
9 laps to go.
Roper closing up on this deal too, man.
What's the gap?
The gap's .696. They picked up another almost 2/10. Man, look at the action further back in this field as well, man. We got some stellar racing all the way through the field here in Senior.
Your front runners are coming through the carousel. 5 approaching the box. Mason Murata can see him. He can see him and start to, oh, he's getting closer and closer each corner. Now they're coming through the kink, approaching the thumb. Good clean line through the thumb.
Oh, man. We've got working lap 12 of 20, 8 laps to go. This could turn into one heck of a finish.
It's going to be about 28 hundredths of a second.
Let's see what happens. The gap last time by from first to second was .696 of a second.
It's going to be a little larger, I think.
.895 it was. He opened it up. But look at Kirkwood coming down. The battle for second as Kirkwood has arrived. He looks down the inside.
Can he switch over to the outside in?
Can't quite get it done. That's going to let Roper catch those guys. They've got to be careful. If they start battling too hard, Roper will be on them in a flash. And D-Rope could tie him up in knots. I'm trying, okay? I'm trying. All right, here we go. Kirkwood, once again, taking a shot down there at Murata. Can't get her done.
Jake Craig just still up front.
Lots of these guys turning their fastest lap of the race on that last lap. Craig, Kirkwood, Roper, Rocha, all turning their quick lap. Jake Craig once again turning a quicker lap.
Very good lap time.
But Thomas Issa still, again, that's the third time Thomas Issa has reset fast lap. He's in 6th right now. Going to be a little while before he can catch up with Stepanova and Nikhil for that 5th spot, but he is doing everything he can.
58.782, 58.782.
Man, look at this. Jake Craig now open up the gap. That race between Kirkwood and Murata is going to hand the win to Jake Craig if they keep on fighting, because he has now got over a second. He's been able to pull away more than 0.4 of a second just in the last 2 laps.
Nice entrance into 13.
Working lap 14 of 20.
Pulling ahead ever so slightly through the S's, approaching last chance. Now what's the gap?
.969, just marginally closer. Kirkwood staying right there with him, .256 the gap.
Battle for second.
No big changes here in the front, although here comes Thomas Issa. Look at this. Issa has closed up on the back of Stepanova and Nikhil. I didn't think he was going to get there, but Issa has closed right up on the back now of Stepanova and Nikhil for that 5th spot.
As they work their way through the kink coming into the thumb. Jake Craig coming through, last chance. I think it's a little closer this time. Might be
.96 last time. .855, about a 10th.
A little closer.
About a 10th difference. The gap between second, third, and fourth actually opening up between those three drivers. Thomas Issa still on the back bumper of Stepanova and Nikhil. That's the closest battle in the top 5 for that position for 5th and 6th. Issa right there as they make their way out of the box.
Good action right through the thumb.
And Issa takes the spot. Good move by Thomas Issa to move up into the top 5 now, down in the thumb.
13-14 coming up to the S's.
Again, Issa has been setting fast lap over and over and over here. I said a moment ago he probably wouldn't get to Nikhil, and he immediately caught him. So let's see what he can do with a clear track ahead of him. Working lap number 17 of a scheduled 20. Working lap 17 of 20 now.
He's sitting in the 5th spot there. What's the gap from first to second? 8,200?
0.828.
0.828. Weather's going to hold. Exciting finish. Leaders are coming through the thumb into 13-14 once again. It's difficult to see the margin. The gap here was 85 hundredths of a second before. Looks about 85. We'll know here as he crosses the start-finish line one more time. Man who hails from
Okay, let's look at the gap.
Jake Craig.
Down to 0.72.
It's one of the closest ones we've seen in several laps.
They're working 18. Look, once again, Thomas Issa resets fast lap on 58.781 for Thomas Issa as he goes even quicker here with the laps winding down. He'll see 2 to go next time by. We're working lap 18 of the scheduled 20 now here in our final of the weekend's competition.
Watching our monitors, live feed, live camera feed, phenomenal footage thanks to the Kart Racing Network.
Look at this, Murata closing up the gap significantly on Jake Craig. I mean, they are coming.
I mean, it's going to be about 42 hundredths of a second when he crosses the start-finish with 2 to go.
I'm going to hold you to that, 42 hundredths.
I'm going with 42.
Here we go.
They stretched it out.
I'm going to say 51.
63.
42, 51, hut, 68. Goes to show what we got going on. All right, here we go. 2 to go.
2 to go.
2 to go, ladies and gentlemen. The ever-vigilant David Cole making sure the announcers are taking care of business. eKartingNews.com's own.
Come on, folks. This is the final 2 competitive laps for this beautiful weekend here at Miller Motorsports Park. Up front, the man from Mission Viejo, California, Jake Craig.
Oh, man, Kirkwood almost threw it away coming through the box. I'm surprised he was able to maintain the momentum that well.
Kirkwood almost losing a podium finish there. Officially sitting in the 3rd spot.
All right, coming to the white flag. The gap was down to 0.6 of a second the last time by. Looks about the same to me.
I don't think they're going to catch him. We're going to follow him all the way through. Coming through
white flag.
Chance.
It's going to take something special for them to get him.
The gap's too great from 2nd to 3rd. There won't be any bumping here. Hit your mark. Hit your mark.
White
Jake
flag
Craig.
out.
Kart number 342 from Mission Viejo, California. Through the carousel. You're closing in on him, coming into the box. Through the middle of the box, on the exit of the box. White flag, white flag.
Kirkwood knows he's got to get that 2nd spot. If he's has Jake Craig already got his spot?
Come on, you got to go
so
to the
Kirkwood has to get to 2nd.
Oh, grinding it out. Oh, pushed him right out.
Kirkwood and those guys. Here comes Dan Roper. He's going to go to the World.
Changed. The only safe spot was Jake Craig.
Are we going to get a replay?
Oh, replay. We're going to have to.
Somebody cut the track? Jake Craig wins. Dan Roper comes home 2nd. You saying Murata cut the track?
Yes, but
So, again,
didn't gain any positions.
unofficially, Jake Craig, your winner. Our timing and scoring shaming, Mason Murata in second, but apparently he cut the track. So Dan Roper is second, Kyle Kirkwood third, Thomas Issa fourth, stepping over to Keel, rounding out our top 5.